Yo, 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 what's up? It's your main man, CD Rome, back again, watching there the podcast. Thank you guys for showing up, showing out. We got my main man, uh David, New York State of Mind. Producer Dave is what we call him. What's up, man? And you muted too, by the way, if
My
you're
bad. Yeah, I kind of I missed that
talking.
for a little bit. Man, I'm good, man. I'm ready to get this episode going and get into some takes and see where it takes us, man. I'm ready. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's do this.
yeah. And also Hoop Lover, B Mays, what's happening, brother?
What's happening? What's happening? What's up, y'all? Good to
What's
be
going
back.
on, man? Yeah, yeah, back in effect, man. Back in effect. So, brother, like, we got a lot to talk about, man. So the playoffs is here, and I gotta come straight to you, Dave. I gotta come straight. You got the NY on your head, man. Like, I gotta tell the story. So I think Brandon put in the chat, our group chat, he was like, "This is what David looking. I mean, this is what David looking like right now." It was like a big smile, and then you liked it too, right? You was like, "Oh yeah," because I went and looked at the game. Y'all was up 6 points. 6 points with like what 25 seconds left, and I'm
28.
like, "Oh man, the game over with."
25
I said,
seconds.
"Man, New York in the next round." I did not watch the game. I did not watch the rest of the game. I was like, "Well, 6 points is gonna be free throws. It's gonna be over with." I wake up the next day and they're like, what are the Knicks gonna do in game six? I'm like, huh? Game six? What? They lost? I had to go back find the highlights immediately, man. So walk me through it, man. Like, what happened, bro? What happened?
Man, down the stretch, I honestly believe Brunson was doing too much. He was. I understand he's got a lot of responsibilities. He's the guy on that team, and I think he felt like he had to bring it home, and he started going solo dolo, and Mitchell Robinson. He's known for uh, when he first came in with the Knicks, he was known for fouling a lot and being getting fouled out. He's done a
Yeah,
lot better as the years has gone by, but he's every now and then you're always scared that he's gonna foul somebody, and that's exactly what happened. He fouled that 3 point, uh, 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 fouled that 3 point shot, and man, they 4 points,
yeah.
and it just kept coming and coming and coming, and they down the stretch, especially in overtime, they did not play.
Pause.
They
Yeah,
did not play like they should have.
yeah. No, like I went back and looked at it too, and Brunson and that, especially in OT. I
Yeah,
mean,
didn't
I
have
don't
it.
know. I guess he just tried to take it home, man, and it was. So what about you? Who? What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of with you. I sent that Jack Nicholson meme where he's like,
Yeah.
no, Dave popping champagne right about now. He getting ready to call it a night, go to sleep good, and then Maxi comes down, gets that 4 point play, which I actually thought I saw him travel, but I was like, well, you would think that the bench or somebody, the fan, everybody would have
Somebody.
made a
Yeah.
deal out of it.
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe he didn't, and I just kind of wrote it off. And then the NBA comes out with the 2 minute report and says the refs actually did miss a travel.
Yeah.
Um, so that was interesting. But you know, to me, it was more or less they just kind of went into. It's like going back to like elementary school basketball. Like they just got away from what has made them successful.
Yeah.
Brunson, like you said, he started taking on too much of his shoulders when he's been successful all year, getting everybody involved, controlling the pace of the game. The pace at the end of the game got away from him, from what I could see.
Yeah.
And he's been so good all year, just controlling the pace and being under control. And once that went out the window, it kind of got haphazard, and then they looked frazzled mentally. They let Maxi just dribble right into that three at the end. That kind of thing, and here you are now. You got game six, so
Yeah.
it happens. This is the NBA, I guess.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened.
No, Tracy McGrady, 13 minutes. I mean, 13
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah. I mean, we've
Oh,
seen crazier things
30
happen.
seconds, excuse me, 13 and 30 seconds. But
I'm
like,
just
Man,
interested
and
to
I
see how
felt I,
they
I
regroup.
felt like Alabama when they lost when
Don't
they
do
lost
that.
to Auburn on that
Don't
on
do
that
that.
field goal.
Don't do that. Why we gotta do that? Why we gotta do all that? Why you gotta do that? Hey,
Talk about it. Talk about it.
hey, we ain't gotta talk about that. So like, so what welcome to the show, man. What's up,
Let
man?
him blossom.
Welcome to the show. Wavy. The Wavy
What's
one.
going on? What's going on, man?
Got the
You know, I
little
was
grown
asleep,
ass
man. You know, I had to give a little nap in. So I can come down here and talk to y'all.
What? So we talking about the New York game, man. And you know, Tyrese Maxey, I think, man, that's a young budding star, you know.
Oh,
Young,
I love him.
He's
I
yeah.
love him.
So I'm actually I'm gonna throw this to you, Wavy. So how much of that game that the Knicks lost, how much of that was the Knicks giving that game away versus how much was it that Tyrese Maxey just took that game over?
Okay, I'm gonna say 80% Maxey, 20% Knicks. I'm not trying to be funny to New York, Mr. New York himself, David, but we've come to expect this from the Knicks. Like in winning time, you know, you got the thing with Reggie 30 years ago where they choked in.
Yeah.
You know, when
You
it
gotta
seems
bring
like
back
when
old
Julius
memories,
Randle's
bro.
on the court with them, he in those moments like that, he spirals out of control. I did not expect that from Jalen Brunson either. Because Jalen Brunson, let me tell you, let's be real. He is making a real strong case to be in my top 10 on our top 15 show.
Yeah.
This coming up this next season.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, the Knicks are one of my favorite teams to watch in the NBA. They're kind of like the Cowboys for me. Like I like the Cowboys also. I'm a Patriots fan through and through, but I like the Cowboys also. And the Knicks are kind of like that for me too, because I mean, I like, first of all, they orange and blue, and you know how I feel about those two colors. and like I want to see teams like that win because it's good for basketball. I like if they could add I mean, I don't think they're gonna get it done this year. I'm sorry. I mean, they'll make it to this. I do think they're gonna win this series because I don't know what's going on with Joel Embiid. I don't know if y'all seen that video of his eye, like not wanting to open up, or like it was crazy. So I don't know what's going on with him this series. So I don't think he's gonna be able to push through. I think they'll get it done the next game. I think that was just one of them games where, you know, Tyrese Maxey came in the gym. You know, his shoes felt good, his jersey felt good. He had a good meal. You know what I mean? Slept good that night. He was just on. So I don't expect the Knicks to lose this next game that they play, but that was an amazing Herculean playoff effort from Tyrese Maxey. And he is definitely garnering my respect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely crazy.
As much as I like Maxey, I have to actually give it about 95% Knicks blowing it and 5% Maxey, because if I'm about to explain it, if you'll let me. 95%.
Okay, Shannon, my bad. I ain't gonna Look, I'm muted.
Stephen A. No, look. And the reason I say that is because it's essentially a 2-possession game with 28 seconds left. If you take care of business, if you don't just collapse mentally, you don't open the door for Maxey to be able to do what he did. The door is not even open. As great as he is, I love Tyrese Maxey, but as great as he is, the door is not open if the Knicks don't just completely go brain dead in the last 30 seconds of the game, essentially. So it was more so the Knicks, but hey, once that door was cracked open, Maxey went right through it. And that was
I got a question for the panel though. If the Knicks somehow lose this series, which I don't think they are, I'm gonna say yes to it. Do y'all think Tom Thibodeau has to go? I do. I think he got to go. It's just not working.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm saying yes,
and
I'll explain why.
Tom to me fits that New York mentality. You know, like that
hard hat
stuff. Yeah, like put your hard hat on, man. Like to me, that is like a New Play on words there.
Yeah.
But like I feel like he fits that he just right now, we gotta think about it like this too. Now, this is a bigger question. Well, I want y'all to answer both the question he asked and this too. Would they be able to do what they're doing now, or would they be better with Julius Randle? That's a big.
I don't think so. I don't think so. He's a ball stopper to me, and they don't need that on that team. They're doing like to me, the series that they're in right now, they would. I think the Sixers would be up right now if Julius Randle was playing. I just don't care for Julius Randle as a basketball player. I feel like he's a hustle guy, high energy guy, but those guys, as much as they win you games, they'll lose you more because the thinking and the IQ is not there. It's not there. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah, I don't trust. Randle has not proven he's played very well during the regular season since he's come to New York, but I don't know what happens in the playoffs. He tends to disappear. So if you ask me, do I think that they have a better chance with the Sixers? I think I disagree with Wavy on the Sixers. I think the Sixers would have been a good. I don't think there's anybody in the Sixers that can actually stop Julius Randle from inside the paint. So I think he would have helped this series.
Joel Embiid don't play no more.
Not right. Not the way he's hurt. Not the way he's playing. I don't think. Not the way. If he was full health, if he was 100% healthy, though, Julius Randle is not the answer. But no, I would agree somewhat with what Wavy is saying. I think Julius Randle is. I don't like his game. His mannerisms. His temper. He tends to get extremely upset, and then that plays with his mind. And
during the game.
And
I was gonna say this too, David. I remember that one play earlier in the season where Jalen Brunson, I think he shot. It was an ill-advised shot, but it was at the end of the shot clock, and Julius Randle was throwing his hands and throwing a hissy fit on the court. Stuff like that in game, like they would have been lost. That game that they lost to the Sixers, they would have been lost, bro, because of stuff like that. Like mentally, that messes with you. So
don't look now, but it's 28-9 New York.
Yeah. I'll keep it quiet.
It's 28-9.
Also, I ain't gonna lie. If they get to the second round and they put up a good fight,
it's getting late early for Philadelphia.
Hey, Brandon. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If they get to the second round and they have a good, because I don't think they're gonna win the second round. But if they get there and they push it to like a game 6 or 7, I'm looking to move him this offseason.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. To the first question, I would say. I don't the whole lunch pail mentality, because here's the thing. If you're a New York fan, what has that done for you in 35 plus years? Maybe you do need a different type of mentality. But I'll say this in fairness to Thibodeau. I don't know who you're gonna get that's better. You fire him, who you gonna get? Are you gonna set your franchise? Do you really wanna set your franchise back now? Now you could, maybe the guy that was with Milwaukee, Budenholzer, he's out there. He's not working.
I would give him Frank Vogel right now for a bag of chips.
No.
Yeah, I would.
If you're going Frank Vogel, and I don't think he's a bad coach, but you're not going to fire Thibodeau
to get
him.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, he's like Tom Thibodeau.
But Randle, I think if Randle was playing, and like Chris said, the ball stops. The ball moves so much more freely with Brunson kind of running the show. If you saw it with the Clippers last night, with Harden and Paul George, the ball just stops. But what was going on with Dallas? The ball's hopping across the court. The balls, man, they lost by 30. Dallas beat them by 30 in LA. So yeah.
All right, watch them highlight.
But yeah,
I don't. Well, we'll stick to the Knicks right now till subject change. I don't know if y'all discussed them yet.
No.
Yeah. So I think that so I asked this because New York is what? They're the second seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they win, which most likely
they'll play the Pacers.
I think they will. They're gonna
play the Pacers. Win
we need to talk about that team that's playing the Pacers too, because I got some words for them. Some words for them too.
They were playing the Pacers. That's over.
They were playing the Pacers. Yeah.
The Pacers won already.
So,
but they did.
That series is over.
Let's actually go there. Let's go there. And I got to start with the Bucks, man. I gotta start with the Bucks. I hate that Ace ain't here, but
Yeah, he dodging the smoke too.
He crying. He crying right. That's okay, JP. We love you.
like I
Yeah, he said he
I
had to take a
don't
rain check.
I don't even know. So where
A train
do
check.
the Bucks run it back? Do they circle
No.
the block?
No.
No. Look, we all go back and watch the videos when we talked about these trades. We all said they traded that defense for the offense, and that never works out.
Yeah.
Look at the Suns. They lost all their defense.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, who's the other dude, the light-skinned dude with the long hair? What's his name?
Cam Johnson.
They lost him. Like, bro, in today's NBA, with these high-powered offenses, the Lucas of the world, the Tatums of the world, the Anthony Edwards of the world, you need people to be able to at least contain them. And Dame Lillard's never been known for defense. I know JP claims he played, and he gonna get me on this. He played great defense versus Steph Curry for 2 possessions in the series that they played that one year. But like, you cannot trade you can't trade your defense away. I think Drew Holiday was just a better match for Giannis than Dame Lillard.
He is, and like I said, conventional wisdom says, "Nah, you're making your team worse defensively by getting Dame." But every team is gonna make that trade probably if they're being honest. Like, you're gonna make that trade if you got a chance to get Damian Lillard to pair with Giannis. So I get it, but I knew this would.
But at what cost?
Yeah.
At what cost?
Right, and I knew this would kind of be the thing that they would be battling with is how much defense are we willing to give away to try to score, and then you go through these coaching changes, and then you got it just never seemed like it. Not to mention too, they lost Grayson Allen. Don't forget that Grayson Allen was really good for them, and he was a really good defender.
And he was great for us. He got hurt. I think that's what tilted the series, honestly, versus we'll talk about that.
Oh no, that series was dead.
No, I'm going to argue it. I'm going to emotionally argue with you.
Hold on.
So we getting off. Let me. Hold on.
So I want to make sure we bring this up though, because Giannis did not play a game. Like, let's be clear. Like,
what? He was out?
Yes, he was out the entire series. So
what's wrong with him?
So I want to make sure that, like, when
hamstring
issue.
In the game they took it to 6.
Can I speak on that? Say it though.
Off of Chris Middleton, Dame. So, like, to me, I mean, do we run it back? What do they need? I'm gonna start with Dave. What do they need to kind of like?
I think you. You have to.
You need. I think that like it was mentioned earlier, man. The constant change in coaching. That you got to have stability. You got to have one voice, and that voice got to resonate throughout the locker.
And it don't need to be Doc Rivers.
And Doc Rivers just gets too many chances. I don't understand how this man continues to get job. But also defense, man. You got to be able to have some defense on there, and the Bucks. That's what they need to do. They need to either trade. In my opinion, they need to go ahead and pick who they want to stay with, either Giannis or Dame. But I don't think they should keep both of them next year.
Oh, that's tough.
Definitely, they need to go on it and see if they can find a buyer for Chris Middleton, bro.
They should have been shipped him off, David. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna tell you
he
what.
had some good games in the series.
I'm thinking this way. I think you. And I forgot that Dame was. Yeah. So here's what they probably should do. They're probably gonna run it back, but I think they should probably try to trade Dame, because you just look at it like it was an experiment for a year. It didn't work. We got away from what won us a championship 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was. To me, I think you get a lot back for Dame and kind of get back to what made, because Dame doesn't really want to be there anyway. And it's pretty obvious.
He kept saying it during the season, which is weird.
It's pretty obvious he doesn't want to be there anyway. And to me, you could probably get some assets back for him and probably set yourself up in the East very well next year, because Middleton isn't going nowhere and Giannis definitely isn't going anywhere. So
I think that's the most glaring thing you just said right there. Like that will be the only reason why I would, consider. First of all, to answer like the coach change, I'm giving Doc Rivers the chance to get in, like to start from training
No.
camp.
You
Like,
have to go.
yeah,
You
from
have to.
training
You
Now,
camp.
have you can't change.
Why?
You can't change again.
you
Yeah,
look
can't
ridiculous if you change coaches. Now
Exactly.
you look
Exactly.
completely disorganized as
Yeah,
a franchise now.
you gotta let
Phoenix
him
ain't got no
start from
issue with it.
training camp and go from there. But like I agree. I think the best thing to do would be to trade Dame, get younger though. Like you gotta get some
Right.
younger pieces. I'm keeping Pat Bell. Chris
Yes.
Middleton, you on a half a season,
I
man.
can't
Like,
believe I
half
agree.
a season, bro.
He on a
Half-
20
hey,
games.
Hey, if he
season
ain't
thing.
playing good in December, bro, get him out of there. Get
Who,
him,
Middleton?
Chris Middleton. Because I'm sorry,
Like,
like
he was hurt. Now he's always hurt too. He's
Yeah.
racked up injuries too.
Is it?
backing him
But
up.
Brandon, I got a question. Is it the wear and tear? Because like Giannis plays a very physical game, like, and I mean, it seems like the players that play like Anthony, not Anthony Edwards, but Julius, what's his? It's Edwards, ain't it?
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
Julius
Yeah,
Randle?
he plays a physical type of game, and it kind of caught up with him this year.
Yeah.
So I feel like that style of basketball, maybe I'm not gonna tell Giannis to add no three, but as he gets later in his career, athleticism starts to wane a little bit, and you're not gonna bully everybody to the hoop every time. So he got to add something to his game in order to
Too
keep
late.
him healthy.
Well,
He
I think
I
that's
think it's too late now.
At this stage of his career, he ain't adding nothing new.
That ship sailed. He ain't adding.
Yeah.
anything.
he got like a little bit of post fade that he didn't have a couple years ago.
well, I'm gonna tell you,
2 years ago.
even though he got a ring out of it. I mean, they're not gonna win with that play style and the way teams are loading up on him. And if Dame goes and they can't get somebody back that's gonna command attention on offense now, they're not gonna win again, bro.
Yeah,
But-
that's the
What
thing.
if,
Not
what
as
if
a team,
you
especially
what if you reach
constructed.
out to Phoenix and say, hey man, I'll give you Dame.
Bradley Beal straight up
Let me
for
get-
Dame. Let's do
No,
it.
no, not Bradley Beal. I'm talking about Devin Booker for Dame.
No.
Would you-
Oh
We got-
no.
No?
That
Yeah,
dude's
You got
washed.
mature audiences rating on this podcast. You got mature audiences.
Yeah, it's for sure.
My man just took his shirt off, bro.
I forgot where I was.
Put up a disclaimer before you do that, bro. you gonna get a shit off the airwaves.
Listen,
I wouldn't even pay
can we
attention,
switch to
man.
Phoenix? Can we
I
switch to Phoenix?
hope this was on audio. I hope you're not putting this up on YouTube, bro.
Anyways,
Audio
Brandon,
only.
You gonna get
Anyway.
hey, you might get some you might get some more female fans.
Hey, for
I
real,
mean, can we
yeah.
switch to Phoenix though? Because I was thinking about that too. Who could we trade off of Phoenix in order to get better?
Short of Devin Booker and
Bruh.
Kevin Durant, who you want to get rid of?
I gotta. Can I give my spiel? Can I give my spiel on this Phoenix team?
Oh
Please.
yeah, hold on. Go ahead.
This is why we wanted you here. This is why we.
I can feel the little sub said with the Phoenix failures and
We thought
all this and Kevin
We thought
Durant's
she was
legacy.
ducking. We thought she was
Alright,
ducking.
So listen, the following. We're about to put Wavy on the spotlight here.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
What's up, WIN Nation? First off, I'm gonna get on my boy KD. KD, look, bro, you making me look real bad out here, man. You don't look like a leader. It's really getting exposed now later in your career. Years ago, and I know you're getting older, and I know Father Time is weighing on you. But years ago, if Anthony Edwards had been talking trash to you 2-3 years ago, you would have lit him up. Because he's not that great of a defender. You would have been lifting him up, lighting him up for 50. Like this is you don't laugh at somebody when they're cooking you, and you're sitting up laughing at them going down the sideline, and then you proceed to come out the next game and not do anything. And I understand you said you had some issues with being relegated to the corner and stuff, and I'm gonna get on that in a second. But you're Kevin freaking Durant. You demand the ball. You tell them the offense needs to run through me. When the offense ran through KD all season, they won games. When they made KD a focal point, they won games. When they went with Devin Booker, not so much. When they went with Bradley Beal, no. All right, I'm out KD because he's still Kevin Durant. Like this ain't on him. This ain't on him. You're not putting it on him. I'm not gonna allow it. I'm not gonna allow it. Devin Booker, from the time you got drafted to now, what exactly about your game has changed? To me, you look like those dudes who go to Hibbett's, buy Kobe jerseys, wear them to the gym, and try to do faders and take terrible shots the whole game. You look like one of those guys. And then the Kobe jersey's too small. It ain't even your size. You couldn't find the one in your size, so you got two extra sizes lower, and you're out there looking crazy. You whine a lot. I did not notice that until this playoff. That's why I didn't watch a couple of the games, because I started watching games at halftime because he's whining, trying to look for fouls, and y'all are getting blitzed. You know, refs swallow the whistle when you're down 20, when you're down 15. They swallow the whistle. Momentum swings. Like, I don't understand it there, but you need to figure that out. Figure out who you are as a basketball player. Stop trying to be Kobe Bryant. Stop trying to be Michael Jordan and be Devin Booker. And then to watch man himself, Bradley Beal. I see why Washington let you go for a HVAC service from me and $2. You're washed, bro. I'm sorry. They were replaying that clip of him talking to the high schoolers some years ago and saying that none of them could guard him. All them high schoolers could guard him. Where's your bag? Were you hurt? Like, do you really, was the moment too big for you? You're talking trash, and you can go look at my Twitter. You're talking trash to Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Edwards is scoring 40 with 7 and 6 on you. Like, what's going on? Does he not play defense? I'm not familiar with Devin Booker's game, so I don't know. I'm not Devin Booker, but Bradley Beal's game. So I don't like. Does he play defense? Like, what is your specialty? Mid range? You a knockdown 3-point shooter? Like, were you in Washington putting up empty stats on a bad team, and it made you look good? It made you look good. I don't understand it. Like, my first thing is Bradley Beal. I'm looking to ship him to a suitor, send him somewhere to get some pieces. I think they were better with just Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, because Kevin Durant and Devin Booker both knew that we got to be the guys. With the three-headed monster, it's like, oh, do I lean back this night? Do I lean back this night? And the person that always suffers in this instant is Kevin Durant. And yes, it is Kevin Durant's fault, but it's always him that takes the back seat. Like, even in Golden State, they had to force Kevin Durant to be the guy. And I'm being serious. Like, they had to force him. Steph was like, no, KD, you're the guy that's going to go get the bucket. I'm here to shoot threes, shimmy on people, knock down situational shots, but you're going to be the guy that gets us to the fourth quarter, and then I'm going to come in and close it out. That's how it was to Golden State. Klay Thompson, was like the same way. But Kevin Durant, on Brooklyn with Kyrie, deferred to him and then to James Harden. And on Phoenix, deferred. It was always deferring to Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City. And I love Kevin Durant. He's my favorite player of all time. I will stand with him to the end of time. But this deferring stuff, like, he's got to be called out. And, like, we always slandering LeBron because, LeBron, will pass the ball at the end of the game for a wide open three, and then his teammate misses. But LeBron didn't defer the whole game. He was scoring, he was passing, he was doing everything. Kevin Durant will literally go and sit in a corner for 4 straight possessions and take a corner three, and he's gonna make maybe 3 out of 4, but you're sitting in the corner. You're not a part of the offense. This type of offense, you can't have your best offensive player on the team in the corner. I don't care what nobody says. That little pick and roll that they was running with garbage Nurkic, who needs to be out the league. What is your purpose? What do you serve? And JP told me. JP told me. He warned me in episode. He said Nurkic is garbage. Word to Petty. Garbage.
I told you that.
So I'm gonna go. I'm
sorry. I'm done with my rant, but I'm tired of it. I'm dealt with, like, we're wasting KD's years, bro. We're wasting them.
KD wasting. So I want KD wasting his own years, man. I want to throw it to hoop.
Okay.
You be nice too, Brandon. Because I'm emotional.
What's your take on it?
I hear Taylor's pain, and
he the good thing. He about to go.
Yeah.
He about to go. I can't take it no more.
Hey, one thing before Brandon starts. He did tell me this was gonna happen at Huffman during the middle of a game that we both were selling. Did I hit a shot both sides? He did tell me. He said, Chris, you set yourself up. And I set myself up.
Yeah, well, okay. I tried to, I placed the blame on the people that make the decisions for Phoenix. Because what did you expect to happen? You're throwing 3 individually great ingredients into this soup, right? You got 3 home run hitters. You don't have anybody that just hit singles though.
Yep.
Like that's what, and I hate to keep throwing back to Jalen Brunson, right? Jalen Brunson is he's not Mark McGuire, he ain't Sammy Sosa, he ain't Barry Bonds, he's Tony Gwynn, he's Cal Ripken. He makes contact, he gets on base, he scores, he's Derek Jeter. That's who Jalen Brunson is. You need that guy, and the Suns do not have that. They got 3 really great home run hitters individually, but they don't. It's a great all-star roster.
Yep.
You got 3/5 of a great all-star roster, but you don't have a contender. And like you said, Nurkic completely useless. Like I don't even know what he. You could really play 4-on-5 and probably get the same result.
Yeah.
So, KD. I mean, look at it though, Chris. KD averaged 27 points on 50.
We're wasting his good years, bro.
I'm talking about just in this series. 27 points on 55% shooting.
All from the corner. Go watch.
But again, and they weren't impactful points, obviously. But you can't really put this on KD. Again, they want to blame the coach. To me, it all falls on the people that make the decision. You decimated your roster. You have no perimeter defenders. You have nobody to distribute the ball for real. Devin Booker is not a point guard. Bradley Beal's not a point guard. So you have nobody really bringing. You got rid of Cam Payne. You got rid of all your guys off the bench who would give you a boost, and the guys who would kind of get dirty and do the dirty work. You need that. Yep. The Warriors, right? What made them successful? Yeah, you got Steph and Clay and KD over the years doing all, but you need Iguodala, you need Draymond, you need Bogut, you need all these guys do dirty work. David West, you need Pachulia, you need these guys to do the dirty work. And so I'm not surprised by them. I'm surprised they got swept, but that matchup was terrible for them from jump. And they just that series was dead on arrival.
And Brandon, I ain't gonna lie, that was some great. Wonderful baseball analogies. Baseball is my second favorite sport.
For sure.
Can I tell you a team that I compared him to? Brandon, you remember that 2020 Yankee squad with Juan Carlos Soto and Aaron Judge, and they had them big bats. And then in the playoffs, they made it. I do believe they made it to the ALCS, but they went cold.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the Suns are.
In basketball is rhythm, right? You're not necessarily going to all be on all cylinders for the entire playoff.
Yes.
It just doesn't happen. And especially when you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Don't work.
Yeah, these super teams, this is why I just don't panic. When everybody freaks out all the time about
Bradley Beal.
Man, they didn't stack the team. It doesn't matter if they stack the team because you're just stacking it with names. You're stacking it on paper. You got to get out on the court and you got to play 82 games and get through a season and then see what happens. You're not stacking it. It very rarely does a super team work, and you're seeing it work less and less because everybody's trying to force it. And one more point before I stop talking. The salary cap is preventing the way the salary structure, a payroll structure now is more prohibitive for you to be able to do that. So now, if you want all these big names, they're going to command big salaries, obviously. But
you want them big names, Brandon? You're going to have me, you, Sid, David on the bench.
Yeah, you have exactly right. You have nobody else on the team to pay. You have no more money to pay anybody. So you're seeing it kind of phase itself out. So I'll turn it over. I talked enough. I'll turn it over to Dave.
So real quick, I just want to correct as a Yankee fan, I need to correct that. So Soto is his first year as a Yankee this year. You might be talking about Stanton, Giancarlo
Stanton, Judge, and
Stanton and Judge. But
sorry, I knew you were gonna say something. I was trying to look it up real quick who it was. I don't pay attention to the Yankees. I'm Red Sox over here, so we don't pay attention to them.
But The blame, I'm gonna put the blame squarely on ownership.
Yeah.
Understandably so, is a new ownership. They want to
Yeah.
make a big splash.
Yeah.
But man, they made a mistake, bro. When they let go of DeAndre Ayton, they should have kept him.
Yes. Now I regret
And
that.
and
I
they
ain't gonna
should
lie.
have never traded Beal. I mean, excuse me, they should never traded Chris Paul for and they should just take Chris Paul. I think he was a point guard they needed. And
He looked terrible this
you
year,
saw
though,
the way,
David.
huh?
He looked terrible this year, though.
No, but
What other point guard was available out there
Yeah.
besides
I
that,
don't know.
that
You
was better
tell the
than
truth.
that
I'm
was
just
better than
saying.
Chris Paul?
yeah.
You know, I think he would have at least kind of distributed the ball a little better, and it would have moved. What's his name? Not Beal, but the other one.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker off the ball, and would have made him more of a wing, and I think that would have been a better matchup for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I believe if they would have had
Oh, for sure.
Chris Paul in there,
Yeah,
and it's just and really I don't see where they can get. They're really in a tough spot because they don't have no money to sign nobody. I mean, I think they got the highest paid salary
50, 50,
those
50
three players.
between the three.
Yeah, so
they're gonna be
that's squarely on ownership. And honestly, you and if you're a fan of a team, you want an owner that doesn't mind spending, but you got to spend the money wisely.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean? Yeah,
And-
and I
So
make an
can I,
analogy.
David? I'm gonna tell you. So the new owner is a tech guy, kind of like Steve Ballmer for the Clippers. He's a tech guy. So he kind of tried to take that approach that Steve Ballmer did when he got Kawhi and Paul George. And the only thing about the difference between Kawhi and Paul George and Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are Kawhi and Paul George are two ways. They play defense and offense. So it kind of worked out in their favor, but he tried to come in and make a big splash and get,
Has it worked, though? Has it worked?
I was about to say that. Yeah. I mean,
I ain't gonna lie, look at them up, ain't they, or is it tied?
yeah, they up.
They're up now.
Yep.
Yeah.
3-2.
Yeah.
At some point, we're gonna have to start like talking more about Luka, bro. Like he owns the Suns and he owns the Clippers.
He owns
We're
a
gonna start
lot.
talking about him. I don't like saying that because it made me feel some type of way, but he definitely owns them boys. Like,
No.
come on, man.
Luka's
like-
like that.
He
I mean,
is. Like we don't talk. Now he can't play a lick of defense. They said he was clamping up. No.
he's
Brandon.
playing better. He's playing
Brandon.
defense.
He's.
Yes, he has.
Well,
I
Yes,
don't
he has. You didn't even watch the games.
yeah. Before we go too far, so I'm gonna say this about the Suns. I mean, I agree with all y'all points that to me the ownership and then the worst thing is the ownership comes out the next day and says we're gonna run it back. Like, what are we talking about? Like, we're gonna do what? Like, and then James Jones. James Jones was the worst. He was the worst. He said that
Yes.
we're gonna unlock Kevin Durant the more than anybody's ever unlocked him. And I'm like,
Nobody.
How?
did we not see him in
The
Golden
most unlocked he's
talking
been
about?
is Golden State. That's the most unlocked he's been.
Man, it was the dumbest.
Kevin Durant's been to the finals. He's been to the finals, the NBA finals 4 times. What more unlocked? What are you gonna show him?
What are we talking about? This man, when he was playing with Golden State, that was
Yeah.
the most unlocked version.
Yeah,
He had less stress.
they
He had to
signed
work out
Craig.
Westbrook taking up 40 shots. And the ball was just moving freely, smooth,
Yeah.
hooping. He was just hooping, and he left them.
Hey, bro.
Everything he
Yeah.
it's his
Look,
fault.
It's hard for me to
His
feel
fault,
sorry
bro.
for Kevin Durant.
It's his fault.
He was
It's
in the
like-
perfect. He was in the perfect basketball situation.
Listen, Brandon.
He
Listen.
was-
This is the
He
scenario.
was
This is
in the
what
perfect basketball situation. He left.
this
I
is
do
the
not feel
equivalent to
sorry.
what Kevin
A
Durant did,
perfect
bro.
marriage is
This is
less
the
than
equivalent.
perfect.
He
It's
mad
like
'cause somebody
making
hurt his
40
feelings. He
said.
mad 'cause somebody
It's
hurt
like
his feelings.
making
Why
$45
is
an
that so
hour
crazy, man?
living in our area. It's like making $45 an hour living in our area. And you go and take a job as cashier at McDonald's.
Man, what we doing, man?
What are we doing?
He
Bro,
him
that is the most
him and
unforgivable-
Draymond should have shot the
unforgivable
fade.
move in NBA history.
Him and Draymond should have went in the locker room, shot the fade. Whoever comes out gets to stay.
Whoa. So
Whoever
Brandon,
loses got to go.
at that time, before the Achilles injury, at that time, if Kevin Durant went in the office to
Yeah,
Warrior
said,
management
"Get him
and said
out
he
of
got
here."
to go, They would have
Draymond,
shipped Draymond the next day.
Draymond would have been in China, bro.
Gone, bro. Gone,
He
Bro.
would have. If they
real.
had said, if KD had said, hey, either it's him or me,
For real.
Draymond would have been on the next thing smoking out of Golden State, bro.
Even now, if they
If he wanted to come back, yes.
if Kerr went and
Yes.
said, hey, KD say he want to come back, but he don't want to play with Draymond, make a decision. Hey,
Because Steve
quick.
Kerr don't want to coach anyway, so he would love that. Yes,
Oh.
please come back. Then I don't have to do anything. I can go sit back
Easy
down.
work. Easy work.
Yeah, he's his job in NBA. Yeah,
Kuminga, get rid of Draymond, and then maybe get some other, hard playing guys to play some defense. Man, we're good to go. We're good to go. But let's. I want to talk about the team that beat them too, though. I think that we were all wrong. I think everybody in this panel was wrong. I know I was wrong. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they're for real. They're for real. For real. They're for real. Like Anthony Edwards is. I mean, bro. I don't even know, bro. The dude is amazing. I mean,
Nuggets versus Timberwolves, boy.
dog. DAWG, dog. Like
that, man.
this dude is. I mean, I've been looking for somebody since Melo, man. I don't know, man. I mean, this guy may be my guy. He may be my guy. Because I didn't think he would progress to this quick. I knew he was gonna be good. I knew he was athletic. I knew he wanted it, but this is filthier, I think, pretty quick. But the problem I thought was gonna be Gobert and Anthony Towns. But they have allowed Anthony Edwards to just they know Karl-Anthony Towns that took that step back. And it don't seem like there's no ego with it either. Like, unless it may show itself later, because usually Karl-Anthony Towns, the guy, he's been there the longest, and been putting up crazy numbers for the longest and just losing. But he has stepped to the side to allow Anthony to flourish. And then, of course, you still got Mike Conley. You got Jaden McDaniels, great two-way, not really two-way, but, 3-and-D guy. And, I mean, this team is for real. But how do they shape up against the Nuggets?
Better than
let me kick it off. Bro.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The thought leaves my mind. So I don't want to discredit Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards has played the last series. He played a great series, but we would be doing a disservice if we didn't look at what Karl-Anthony Towns did previously to the series. Karl-Anthony Towns would always just not to get it wrong, because he can shoot the three.
Yeah,
he can shoot the three very well for a big man. He shoots the three very well. So he should take threes. But man, on that series, he took it to the hoop. He took it to the rim.
He was getting to that hoop.
Yeah, he was playing like he should, like a big man.
Yeah. And
I think that helped a lot. As well as Anthony Edwards, the way he came out and played, he played big as well. But I as much as I like the Timberwolves, man, I don't think they can. They won't be able to beat the Nuggets. I don't see it.
I'm taking them versus the Nuggets, David.
You do?
I do. I think they got enough defense. I think the rebounder is gonna be they're gonna make Jokic work. This series he's gonna actually have to work. See, I don't feel like going. I feel like when he see Anthony Davis across from him, he don't be working that hard, bro. Like, I'm watching the series, he wasn't even one of the main guys.
Hey, boy.
In the series, like, Jokic wasn't like super dominant, but he didn't feel like he had to be. This series, he's gonna have to be. Also, I can't wait to see Jamal Murray versus Anthony Edwards. Boy, that's gonna be prime basketball.
Yeah.
I had Jamal Murray in my top 15, I do believe, and every playoffs he comes around and he shows out.
He shows up
every single year. Every single year. Like, I feel like he's gonna show up. Anthony Edwards is gonna show. He's talking about he gonna get his revenge for bro. I like Anthony Edwards, bro. Like, I have somebody to watch now when KD finally does decide to retire. Like, I'm very excited for Anthony Edwards. I hope he stays healthy. I hope he continues the progress. I want him to stay on the Wolves, stay on the team. That don't take the KD and Bron route. Stay on the team. Stay down.
Yeah.
You'll eventually get one, bro.
As long as they treat him right.
Yes.
The rain. Yeah.
To me though, his maturity during the series, and this is why I'm going with Anthony Edwards, David. It was his maturity, making the extra pass, realizing I don't got it tonight. I'm gonna get Cat going. I'm gonna get McDaniels the ball. They're gonna naturally put two on me, or a guy. At least they're gonna put their best defender on me, and then a guy shading off to help him. So I'm gonna make the extra pass. I'm gonna play solid defense, even though he was going against Mr. Washman himself, Bradley Beal. So Bradley Beal made him look.
Hey, now hold on. Hey, KD was getting a lot of that too. Now don't do the wrong Bradley.
KD was 27 points a game, and don't seem like he was getting too much.
Hey, man.
Don't seem like he was getting too much.
Hey, KD.
But I also like the respect that, and it's something that we're lacking in today's NBA. The respect that the younger players they don't give respect to the OGs, like the LeBrons and the KDs and the Stephs. And I noticed that it's something that Anthony Edwards is big on. Like after every game, boy, I had to look to my side, and I was just in shock because I'm going against KD in the NBA playoff. Like I like that, and then see him giving talking about I'm gonna get revenge for Bron, stuff like that. That makes me root for a player. I think they got the defense to keep up with them. Can we? Aaron Gordon is a menace, by the way. I don't think he gets enough love.
Yeah.
But nobody was boxing him, and I watched every game of the Denver Lakers series. Nobody was boxing Aaron Gordon out. Anthony Davis was not boxing out correctly. LeBron, I mean, he's 39. You expect him to box out every play. So I'm gonna take the T-Wolves in 7.
Who's
right
the
now.
And David, who did you say?
I'm gonna go with my what's the word? The guy that I think that is gonna make a difference, because I think everybody else is pretty well matched up. Murray, Jokic, Gordon, but the one that has to play like he did against the Lakers is Michael Porter Jr. If Michael Porter Jr. puts up 20-something points a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, I'd take the Timberwolves in 6.
They're in trouble.
I ain't gonna lie. He going and I don't know if y'all know. I'm not gonna speak on his personal situation, but he going through a lot in his personal life with his brothers, and for him to hoop like that in the series, much respect, bro. Because I mean, well, they're wilding so. He's definitely a big factor. No, I don't think he gets enough love either because Jokic just does stuff, and we're like, how is this big old dude from Europe doing this to people that are supposed to be more athletic than him, faster than him, stronger than him? I don't know about stronger because he's solid. He's solid. I ain't gonna say stronger, but faster and more athletic.
Because it's about skill. At a certain point, you gotta have everybody in NBA is athletic, but the ones that are superstars, is about skill. That's what separates. You don't become a superstar just being athletic.
That's true.
And so he can pretty much do everything. A point center. How many times have we actually seen that? We've seen Shaq bring the ball up on a fast break here and there and do something crazy behind the back, but you just don't see a guy consistently get the rebound, start the break, handling the ball, making decisions too. Because big guys don't make decisions on a fast pace. When they have to make a decision on where to go with the ball, he's doing all of that, but he's also playing at his pace. It's gonna be a good series, and I would have a month ago, I probably would have been it'd be Denver in 5 games, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be one of those series that could easily go 7 games. I really can't figure out who has a distinct, decided advantage. I still think Gobert is a little bit of a liability just on one end of the floor. Defensively, he's good, but I feel like offensively, he's gonna be forced into having to contribute. That's not what he does.
And he was getting some wild plays in that Phoenix series, boy. Ooh, wee.
But like you said, Anthony Edwards is gonna be hard to deal with. I think he had he averaged 30 something last year when they played him. But they have more experience this year, and I think who has home court? Is it who's the higher seed?
Denver.
Denver has a higher seed.
Yeah. I think they're number 2, I think.
Yeah, they're number 2. Yeah,
that would be the That's the only difference to me. Like who has
Home court.
home court is probably going to be the deciding factor.
Yeah.
If somebody steals, the first team to win on the road probably going to win this series.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think that
it's going to be a good series. I think.
I think for me, when you talk about the deciding factor, like one thing I will say, Chris kind of talked about, Aaron Gordon, how he ate up with the Lakers. One thing that's going to be different with the Timberwolves is that they're just a better defensive team. They're way better than the Lakers.
Yeah.
So there will need to be so many rotations, because if you can go one-on-one and just say, hey, Jokic, Gobert, hey, Gobert, you got to guard him one-on-one, and we're not doubling, we're not nothing, and you just got to you got to cook us, and then from Jamal Murray's standpoint, you got Jay McDaniels that can guard him, you got Anthony Edwards that can guard him, so you got so many different long length bodies that you can throw at Jamal Murray, and then of course Michael Porter Jr., who's really a great shooter. He gets his stuff from the space and the gravity that those two guys kind of pull in. Now, I think that on the other side of it, though, the matchups with, who's going to guard Anthony Edwards, because, you got Caldwell Pope probably do his best, but that ain't it. And then
I'm putting Aaron Gordon on him.
But he got to guard Karl Anthony
Yeah,
Towns.
you need him under the basket.
Yeah, because Karl, if he goes and guard anybody else, Karl Anthony Towns going to go to work. So you got two guys on the other side of the ball.
Hopefully he goes to work.
That is going to really put stress on Denver.
But I would almost play them like, you remember what year was that LeBron was in the finals and he was it 2017, 16, like 2017. So that would have been the year they played the Warriors when KD first went there. They had no chance of winning that series, but LeBron was he was going just bananas, right? He was averaging like 40 points.
Yeah.
And it was almost to the point where, okay, Anthony Edwards is going to kill.
Yeah.
So don't double him. Don't just tell whoever's guarding him, tell Caldwell Pope, look, try to stay out of foul trouble. Just if he scores 35, he just scores 35. Mm-hmm. You make everybody else around them have to, because he could average 40, but where you going to get the other 70, 80 points is going to take to win. And that's where I would put. So I wouldn't waste.
That's true. You tell the truth.
It's like, because you're not going to stop him anyway. And if you double him, all you're doing is opening up the floor for somebody else. So make everybody else beat him, and you just play him straight up, and you just hold on for dear life, basically. Because then he's going to have to play defense on the other end, too. So, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not an NBA coach. Well, there's a lot of reasons I'm not an NBA coach, but
that's the thing. If Gobert's on the court, they can double. They can double. Because you're not scared of Gobert beating you.
But
the 3s for 2s. I mean,
because think about it, you break the trap. You put Karl Anthony Towns in the middle of the floor. Now you got a high-low, big-to-big lob. That's all it's going to turn into.
Yeah.
So you bring Jaden McDaniels to the middle of the floor. You trying to trap Anthony Edwards. He also could break your trap. He could break.
Because if you think about it, that's what the Lakers, they started trapping. They literally started trapping, and I think Chris talked about it. Like, he was picking them apart. Like, he was inviting the double.
Yeah, come do it. Please come do it. Yeah, exactly. Now it got more surgical at the end.
Yeah, and that's that growth process that.
Yeah, I think I would just play him straight up and just tell, hey man, listen, he gonna get everybody 40 if you try to play him single up. It's no reflection on you as a defender, but you're gonna have to take this one for the team, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. Brandon, you said something again. It's a pride thing. You gonna get cooked, buddy. But we're gonna win. We're gonna win.
You gotta play chess, don't play checkers. Like, he gave you 38 every night, but we won.
38 and the 4-0 sweep is. I'd rather have the 4-0 sweep.
Exactly. So, oh man.
So
Philly, they came back.
So either way, I mean, like, to me, I think that whoever comes out of this series is, they're going to be likely to be the team to actually get to the finals. That's just my opinion. I don't think that the other
You
two
don't think
teams,
OKC?
and don't get me wrong, OKC and the Mavericks. I'm picking the Mavericks to come out of that Clippers series. Even though Clippers could easily, change it around. I don't think that they got enough Luka and the way Kyrie's playing right now, man. He's hooping. He's
They
focused.
smacked them. They smacked them by 30 last night in LA, and
Yeah.
they gotta go to Dallas and try to win an elimination game
Exactly. Without
with
possibly,
no
without
Kawhi.
Kawhi. Yeah, that's tough. And you got James Harden on the team. Sorry, and
Kyrie didn't even play well last night.
yeah, but man,
He didn't even play well.
like
So
I love how going to Dallas, that team, Luka's always had, of course, the passing ability.
yeah,
It's even more now. Like they're all eating.
they're more thinking. They're
Yeah, like
thinking
it's
a lot more
of
than.
ball movement. Like, it's with Kyrie as well. Kyrie is down, dotting the ball up too. Like they all rally around each other. So, like, I don't know if you
Yeah,
really like one of the young kids get a dunk. Everybody's just like,
yeah, yeah,
it's that's going to be a very, very, very
yeah.
tough beat.
Kyrie is picking his spots a lot more too. He's not just going in with the I'm gonna break the whole team down 1-on-1. He's picking his spots,
Yeah.
and so he looks a lot more efficient. It looks like he's using less energy, and so he's able to put more effort in on defense. Because that was one of the things that I said, no way is Kyrie and Luka ever gonna win anything, because I'm like, who's gonna play defense? But they've actually stepped up the defense to the point where they're actually respectable in that on that side of the court, and is giving them a chance because they're gonna be able to score. Like that, even on an off night, they're gonna score. So defensively is what's gonna make them a real contender.
So,
Uh,
so do we all think that the Mavs coming off with out of the Clipper series?
oh, absolutely. I thought that anyway. I
Yeah.
thought that anyway.
Did you guys get a chance to do the bracket?
Man, I didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
Too late. I didn't get a
Okay.
chance.
So, because I did the bracket for all of the panelists, and we'll still get your bracket like later on, but it was through the NBA thing. We'll get the bracket later. But so basically, all of us did, for the people at home, all of us did most of us did the bracket for the as panelists to kind of see like what everybody's takes was. I know I had the Mavs beating the Clippers. So I'll ask you guys now. We'll go to the conference final. So who do you guys have? Mavericks. If the Mavericks beat the Clippers, they get to the Thunder. Who do y'all got? Mavericks or Thunder?
I got Thunder. The Thunder, man. They look. I like that team. Shea Gilgeous, Chet, man. That team is trouble. If they don't make the finals this year, bro, next year is gonna be trouble. Well, no, I got OKC, Dallas. I got Dallas, OKC.
I got that'll be a tough matchup for Dallas. Dallas, I would lean more because of experience. OKC just doesn't have a lot of experience on this stage yet, but they are super talented. Like they have, even with Luka and Kyrie from top to bottom, they probably have more talent than Dallas.
Oh,
They should win, but I think Dallas has a lot of playoff experience between Luka and Kyrie. You got some guys that's really been in some playoff games and had some series under their belts. So that would be what I would look at. So I would probably say I would lean Dallas. But it wouldn't shock me to see OKC in the Western Conference Finals
yeah.
against who do we say?
Timberwolves or the Nuggets.
It's gonna be the Nuggets.
God, who did I say?
Yeah,
Until somebody got to beat the Nuggets.
somebody got to beat. I agree. Somebody got to beat
the Nuggets.
Somebody got to beat. Somebody got to beat.
As good a chance as any to do it, but I think somebody's got to beat them before I believe.
Yeah, Timberwolves to me, out of the West, they're perfectly constructed, and the great team that constructed the Nuggets is also the guy who constructed the Timberwolves. So like they are to me they're perfectly constructed to beat this, and if they don't beat them, then I don't think anybody in the West will. Until they get to the East. So let's go to the East Coast. Celtics beat the East. I mean, the Celtics beat the Heat, of course. You know, they didn't have enough firepower. The Knicks right now still battling the Sixers, and the Pacers just beat the Bucks. So the Pacers would actually end up playing the winner of the Knicks versus Sixers series. And then on the other side of it is the 4 and 5 is Cleveland,
Cavs,
Orlando. And they're still Cleveland is leading that too. So who do y'all have in Cleveland, Orlando? Put it that. Go start there first.
I'll take. I'm a Donovan Mitchell guy, and I hope that he signs with the Knicks next year. But anyway, that's the point. I'm taking the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, Orlando, a great team. I told you guys that Orlando was going to be big time. The last podcast we had.
Great team.
So, but I'm going to go with Cleveland.
Cleveland. Who you got?
That series is such a crap sandwich to me. I've literally watched 5 minutes of that.
I watched the highlights.
Is it on? I was like, I was like, is it on? Are they showing the game on Tubi? Like what? What? I forgot. I'm not kidding you. I forgot they were in a series, and it's a decent series. Like it's not even a bad. It's like what is it, 2-2 now or 3-2?
3-2.
Cleveland just went up.
Yeah.
So it's not even a bad series, but it just doesn't have any. It lacks a lot of juice for me. I feel like Cleveland should win for the very same reason I said Dallas should win, because of experience. I think Cleveland is a good team. And this is Orlando's first real foray in forever into the playoffs, and so I would look for Cleveland to close it out, and they would have Boston.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that series just trying to see who's gonna lose.
I don't think either one stands a chance.
No, not even close.
I don't know. Kristaps?
Nah,
they
want to sweat with Cleveland.
They don't need them. I think that if they had Kristaps, it's a 5 games, probably 5. You know, because Donovan, I'll give Donovan
4 games.
Think so?
They might win a game. Cleveland might win a game.
I get one. I mean, because Cleveland.
I'm talking about now that Porzingis is out.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, that's sweet. That's 4 games.
Even with him out?
Yeah. No. They might win one with him out.
Okay.
Cleveland.
But if he's in,
no. He's there. Now Boston does have a tendency.
See, Boston,
they'll give a game.
They'll give a game.
So it might mess around and go 6. Now, then the pressure sets in.
Yeah.
Then the pressure sets in. You let Cleveland win a game in Boston and see, because we've seen it before, right? Jason Tatum gets tight. Jaylen Brown gets tight. They start missing shots because they shoot a lot of threes. So, you know, how are those shots? When those shots aren't falling, you know. So, but I feel like Boston should win this series very easily. But, you know.
And then going to the flip side, I guess the Pacers are waiting on the Knicks or the Sixers. So, if the Knicks come out, do y'all like the Knicks against the Pacers?
Pacers don't play no defense, so I'm not afraid of that. The only thing is, can the Knicks score enough?
That's what I was going to say.
So if the Knicks can put up if they can keep them to around 100 points, I like the chances for the Knicks to win.
Yeah.
If there's going to be a shootout of 120 points, the Knicks are going to lose.
Yeah.
I'm a Knicks fan, so I got to go with my Knicks.
I agree with that. I would think, given their home court advantage, Knicks would have the home court advantage if they get out of this series. They would have the home court advantage. So, I mean, Madison Square Garden is going to be you talking Knicks and Pacers. You ain't in the playoffs. Since 95, 6. So Madison Square Garden.
I mean, we did have Knicks Pacers, back in, Melo.
Melo was still there, I think. Was he still? No. That was Paul George.
Paul George, yeah. It wasn't really a rivalry, but the Knicks did.
Oh, yeah. But now, like Dave was saying, if it's gonna be Pacers don't play any defense. But part of their defense is putting the pressure on the other team to have to know they have to score 115 points to really have a legit shot. Because when they're rolling, they've scored 150 plus like 3 times this season.
Yeah.
They've gone over 150 like 3 times this year, so they can score. I think the Knicks are more well-rounded. They're tougher, but I think again, if you get in a shootout and you get in a track meet and you start getting outside of what you do well, the Knicks, you're going to be in for a long series. So I would say the Knicks, but it will not be easy because they're so different, right? The contrast in styles, and you need Jalen Brunson to be don't try to be the home run hitter. You need the death by 1,000 cuts, Jalen Brunson, because he can do that. Like he can do that. He can score. And that's what I like about him. He's a traditional point guard in the sense of what we're used to from eras past. That he gets everybody where they need to be, knows where everything is supposed to be, keeps controls the pace. But if you need him to go get a bucket, he's like the new era point guards that can also score when they need to. But I don't think that's where the Knicks are best. I think they're best when needs to methodically,
Get people involved.
I would say the Knicks should win that series, but I think I actually had Philadelphia winning this series in my bracket. I think I couldn't pick.
I did
Philly,
too.
but
I did too before I knew, I did my bracket before Joel Embiid, where I realized that he was on a broke leg basically.
I didn't know
I thought he came back at least. I figured he came back 50%. And at the end of the season, I thought he would have worked his way back to at least closer to it.
Yeah.
So, but either way, fellas, like we almost about to be at the first round. Second round is coming. Brackets we're going to talk about more about our brackets, in later times to come. We'll also talk about a little bit more about what some of our takes were, because I think a lot of us admit to the missing out the Timberwolves, but there was also a lot of other things we kind of missed on. But then there are some things that we all kind of were spot on, as well. So we'll have an episode where we'll talk more about it. So watching Narrative Nation, what do you guys think? Like, who do you guys think is going to be the team to make it out the West? Who do you think is going to make it out the East? Everybody's kind of thinking not Timberwolves, the Nuggets. Everybody's thinking Celtics, but who has the best chance to kind of possibly knock these guys off? Find us on Twitter, Narrative Watch. Go find us on Facebook. B Mays is always on Facebook talking sports level. So go find us on Facebook. Watch your Narrative. We out.